What is going on, guys? It is Blip. I want to say thank you guys for the support and understanding on the last video. It is refreshing to have positive comments. I'm so used to being attacked on our YouTube videos, which is why I kind of stick to Discord. But I do want to say thank you for the understanding. Today, I did want to go over financial breakdowns with you because I feel like you guys are owed that. And it would help you guys with understanding why things aren't moving as fast as they should be, and it also help you understand for other games outside of just Untamed Kingdom, any other indie game that's in development. This will help you guys get a better understanding of what things cost, and also why the pace of things isn't always hyper speed. So I'll dive into animation costs first because that is the most dramatic one, and kind of take you through everything else. So animation costs on average, right? So sitting down with Morgan and with his insight, also using some other people's insights as far as other animal survival games in the genre, typically have about 300 animations per animal. And the average cost that I've seen, since we've hired so many different animators, on average is probably about $80 per animation. So in total, you're looking at maybe $24,000 per animal, and with us having 15 animals per biome, we'll just do the first biome. You're looking at $360,000 just for one biome, fully animated animals. It's high, and we haven't generated anywhere close to that number. That even for 3 animals, we haven't generated anywhere close to that number. So as you can see, by the end of this breakdown, you'll see that it's almost like AAA standards, and that's kind of what we have for the game anyway. Even with the small team that we have, that is our end goal, is to have a really, really great game. And the prices of everything will show why things aren't moving as fast as they should be. Model design costs, which is another one that some might not know. Custom animal models, no textures or rigging, could be anywhere from $500 to $2,500 per model. Texturing is also separate, depending on the artist that you talk to. Some people will include it, some won't. But for texturing, it could be anywhere from $60 to $300 per model. Not including rigging or weight paint, that could also add anywhere from $2. See, for me, I had different experiences. I'm gonna use numbers that I've seen personally working with different artists. Anywhere from $120 to at most being $300 per model for rigging and weight painting. So with that being said, you're looking at about $2,000 per animal. Now, that also leads to why we use placeholders. If we were to drop $2,000 per animal for each biome, that's $30,000 per biome. And again, that has no animations. That's just the creation of a model. So placeholders were probably the best route to go. However, because we went through VFX Grace for models, yes, they included groom and texturing and rigging, but no animations. That's where it's a little different, compared to other games that are in the genre that are starting up. They use other store assets that do come with animations, and that's a smarter move. Honestly, it's a way smarter move. But we didn't, so we had to get a lot of those animals animated just for them to be used. Again, not being able to get 300 animations for movement, you can see why the tiger looks the way that it does when it was set up. So now with that breakdown, you have a better understanding of the cost for animation and just model creation as a whole. Eventually we will get there to where we can bang out all those. But even with let's say we did have the money, it still takes time for those animations to be created and to be set up correctly. We could dive into environment and map assets. These are usually one-time payments anyway. Asset packs can range from $60 to $350. I think that's the highest we paid for an asset pack, was $350. I've seen some that could go for about $500, but we've never had to purchase anything for that much as far as asset packs go. And again, these can be reused per map depending on the regions. Another hefty cost would be programmers and game artists. The freelance rate that I've noticed just using the Unreal source is anywhere from $60 an hour to about $120 an hour. Some monthly contractors can be $3,500 to about $8,000 per month. I've never had to hire somebody for that one. We did have to hire someone in the beginning for $3,500 a month, and some of you guys may know that guy who gave us the date for September release, and he had nothing to show for it. So we're a little bit more cautious on monthly contractors and who we actually bring onto the team now, so that we don't ever run into a situation like that where we bring on somebody who has no idea what they're doing. Game artists isn't really a big one, but it's anywhere from $30 to about $80 per character. We have Jervy on the team. She's really wicked and has been helping us out with our skin design. Some of you guys may know her. And she does great work. So we can go through the breakdown for an estimated cost per biome. We're looking at animations for 15 characters, $360,000. Models and textures, we'll scratch that off just because, again, we use placeholders. No reason to even include that. Map assets, $2,500. We spent a little bit more than that on map assets. And again, that was a one-time payment. So all of our assets for biomes have been covered. We don't have to worry about that. Programmers and designers, roughly about $15,000. I know we spent a little bit more than that year one, but again, year one was just it was bad. So biome total, we're looking at $407,000, and that's just for a biome. So multiply that by 5, since we have 5 biomes, you're looking at about $2 million. Yes, that number is insane. We're nowhere close to that. Like, it's AAA. It's a AAA number for sure. But again, like I said, this isn't a project where we need to rush to get everything done. I can say this personally though, on my own, working a regular job, I would never be able. I wouldn't make $1 million in a year. So it would take a little bit more time for me to fund it by myself to get the game where it needs to be. But that's where we are. We all believe in the project enough to where that we're going to keep chipping away at it. But we do need community support. We closed pledges, or not pledges, but we closed donations in general, just because there was a lot of community talk of it just being a cash grab. And hopefully hearing these numbers can help you understand where a lot of the money is going to. And again, we haven't received anywhere near the amount that we would need to get 3 animals animated fully. You get what I'm saying? So we will be opening up donations again. I won't be offering any exclusives though, due to my community members, right? They were here since day one and are still here supporting us, and I made that promise that anything that was exclusive won't be offered again. But if you are new and you do want to support the project, I will leave a donation link in the description. You don't have to, you're not obligated to, but if you want to help out with the pace of development, it will help us significantly. However, even if we don't get any donations, we will still be working on the game. It just will take us a little bit longer. But again, use this information towards any other indie game that is in development, so you can have a better understanding of why things take as long as they do, and give those guys words of encouragement, because we go through a lot mentally trying to deal with all of this stuff. So again, that's why I said I really do appreciate all the positive comments on the last video, which was very, very refreshing. And I feel like you guys were owed this breakdown, so you guys can understand why things take as long as they do. But any other questions, drop them in the comment. You can join the Discord, ask in our channels, or you can reach out to me directly on Discord. I do thank you guys for your continued support, and I can't wait to get the woodland biome out for you guys to play. You guys take care.